One of the things so unique about successful people is the type of goals that they have. They've got to go goals as opposed to date goals. And what I call to go goals is where you're focusing on how much do we need to do in order to get to our destination, as opposed to where have we come from and what have we done. Now, a lot of us find encouragement and almost a sense of solace in focusing on to-date goals. So we'll say, this is how many kgs I've lost so far. Oh, and we give ourselves a pat on the back. Nothing wrong with that. This is how many kilometers I've run so far. We give ourselves a pat on the back. That's fine and it encourages you, but it doesn't necessarily motivate you. You see, when you study the art of motivation, the science of motivation, you realize that when you focus on how much you've still got to go, that's what drives you to finish and to complete your task. Remember, we're talking about progressive realization of predetermined goals. And I'm talking to you about why some people finish strong, why some people accomplish their goals and other people stop halfway through. If you are planning to lose 15 kgs, if your focus isn't, that's my ideal weight, whatever it is, 65 kgs, 45 kgs, whatever it is, your ideal weight. If your focus isn't on that, and this is how many kgs I've got to go, okay, 4 to go, 3 to go, 2 to go, and guess what happens? You won't actually end up accomplishing that particular goal. I was coaching someone recently, a business leader who's also a runner. He runs long distance. And I asked him this question. I said, when you're running, what type of goals do you have? He says, Paul, this is exactly what I do. I focus on how many more kilometers left for me to do. And I said, I think I need to take a page out of your book, because my problem when I'm running is that I focus on what I've done so far. And I'll say, oh, I've done 4 Ks. Oh, I've done 5. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I've done 6 Ks now. Now, if my goal was to do 8 Ks, guess what I end up doing? 6 is fine. Come on, Paul. Don't be hard on yourself. And I might walk the rest of the way. Why? I've got to-date goals as opposed to to-go goal setting. Focus on how much more is left to go. You see it happening also when it comes to academia. I know that there's certain people when they study, they'll do 1 degree, but they'll say, I've got 1 degree, 3 to go. Then they'll do their honors, 2 down, 2 to go. Then they'll do their masters, 3 down, 1 to go. Then they'll do their PhD. You see, because they've got to-go goal setting. Where many of us, our focus tends to be on, what have I done to date? Oh yes, I did my bachelor's some time ago. Then I did my honors some time ago. Then I did my master's some time ago. But if you've got that type of mindset, guess what ends up happening? You end up focusing on what you have done as opposed to what you still have to do. I've been writing books this year, publishing works this year. And my focus sometimes has been, what have I done so far, as opposed to how much do I have left to do. When I started learning these principles, I started shifting and saying, you know what? 2 down, 3 to go. 3 down, 1 to go. That's the mindset. Focus on what you have to go as opposed to just what you've done. Focusing on what you've done gives you a sense of encouragement. It's good, but don't remain there. Still say to yourself, what's left to do? That's what successful people do differently.